Listen to that. Isn't it great? Beautiful, peaceful, quiet, early morning. Welcome back to the Project Hercules Diaries on an early Saturday morning. I've got my coffee and I love this time of day because the birds are tweeting. The rest of the world hasn't quite got up yet. It's about 7 in the morning and we've got the whole day ahead in the shed, or the whole weekend ahead, a long weekend, which is fantastic. And I'm hoping to get a fair bit done. Of course, you never know. Might end up on Monday night depressed because you've broke something or something hasn't quite gone to plan. But at the moment, it's all there to play for. Now, a job that I was working on last was drilling the hole all the way through this shaft. It's going to be our main shaft for the gearbox that we're making, and it needs a hole all the way through the middle. Now, even though the metal hasn't been hardened yet, it is quite hard in its native state. So we chose a hard alloy to start with, and then we'll get it heat treated when we're finished and then ground back to size. And that hole all the way through for a 1/4 inch piece of silver steel has gone in a treat. So I'm very pleased with that. It was graunching and grabbing the drill, and if we'd broken the drill about here with a small piece stuck in the centre, it would have been very difficult to recover from. So I'm pleased with that. I can now put it between centres, and at some point it will be ready to take some mats so we can put the spline in it. So that is as per the drawing here. So I've got the drawing from Mr. Bob for the main shaft. That'll be a job for the weekend to machine it between centres. And also on the bench we have the finished gearbox case. So the inside diameter is complete, the outside diameters and these are completely parallel, the faces, and we've got one of the slices in the churchill behind me ready to continue machining that. So it's been spigoted down, so that's the outside diameter that it will ultimately end up being. There will be an offset here for the main shaft, so the main shaft is going to be offset from the center line, so it will have to go in the 4-jaw eccentrically. But before we do any of that, we'll bolt the two together so that when we bore the offset bores for the main shaft and the bearings, they will be absolutely in line. You wouldn't want to bore one and then bore the other one and have the shaft slightly out of line, because that would just put wear on the bearings and that wouldn't be great. So there's a fair bit to do still, but it's gearbox progress. Quick look at the engine now and then because it's just a thing of beauty. And the next question, of course, is what do you do with a spare engine? Is it worth trying to sell it with a set of plans and a spare sleeve and a spare piston? Would anybody want to buy something like this and take it on as a project? Or is the spare engine going to be in a glass case in the museum somewhere, or a coffee table in my lounge? Really don't know. I suppose if you're really keen, you can always make me an offer, but let's finish the one we're doing first and make sure it all works. Anyway, those are the musings from a Saturday morning. I'm going to drink the rest of my coffee now, wake myself up and crack on. As usual, thank you for watching. More updates will follow.